Hey, hi, and hello, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it is time for our weekly track roundup. My thoughts, my feelings, my opinions on a bunch of tracks that have dropped over the past week or so, whether I loved them or hated them or felt somewhere in between. They're all linked down below, so you could check them out for yourself. Yes, also linked down below with my stuffy nose is our Turntable Lab link. We get kicked back from it if you get some turntable stuff, some vinyl stuff, whatever it is. It's not my business what you buy over there, but whatever it is, again, supports the channel. Also supports the channel if you sign up for a tier on our Patreon page. You get some extra bonus monthly content, access to our Discord community too, and also down below is a link to our YouTube Shorts page where we put out a lot of good short form content, and that is everything that you need to know before we get into the worst tracks of the week. There's a handful of those for sure. They are as follows. Starting off with Tom MacDonald, brand new track, Facts, in which he doesn't even attempt to state any facts. Also features Ben Shapiro, who is sounding as robotic as you may expect him to on a rap song. Do I even need to explain why this is trash? I shouldn't. Please, let me maintain my dignity. Thank you. All right, moving on from there, we have this new one from Lil Nas X. New ballad, Where Do We Go Now? Which is, I guess, is a part of this sort of biopic type project that he has coming out very soon. It sort of sounds like a pop, rap, acoustic singer-songwriter fusion, somewhere along the lines of like a Post Malone or something like that. It's not very good. I mean, the vocals, sound nice, but songwriting-wise, production-wise, there's not a whole lot of soul to it, in my opinion. We also have this new one from Kygo, featuring Ava Max, Whatever. We have yet another pop EDM crossover that is just a trash rehash and interpolation of a much more popular song, basically, recycling a Shakira track. And it's not very good. It's very tacky. It's very bad, and just feels like Kids Bop, but for boring people. All right, moving on from there, Flyana Boss, new track I was not crazy about. I could not really get through this one, sadly. I mean, they're going in a slightly more melodic direction with the vocals, trying to get smoother with the instrumentation, not so much a pop rap track or anything like that, which is fine. It's a departure, but on top of that, there's all these candy-related sex and romance and flirt, references that just get so tiresome after a while. I mean, it's obviously tongue-in-cheek, but I don't know. I couldn't really get behind it, honestly, as much as I have been enjoying the duo stuff as of late. New one from Leray and Mike Will Made It Want to Come Through. That is a total snooze fest. Could barely stay awake through it. And let's move on to the tracks that I thought were kind of meh. Not crazy about them myself, but you might like them more than me. They are as follows. New one from Vegyn over here, producer, multi-instrumentalist, who has a new record on the way. And the song that I wanted to point your guys' way is the path, less traveled. It sort of feels like an old school IDM type cut, but it's got like these super modern dream pop synthesizers, washed all over. It's kind of an interesting combo. It's an interesting combo, for sure, from an artist and, producer who tends to cover a lot of different styles, a lot of different bases. Moving on from there, we have a new one from Tierra, Whack, Shower Song. I'm liking the sentiment. I'm liking the tongue-in-cheek comedic edge. I'm liking the weird energy coming off this track. But I feel like instrumentally there could have been more to it. It feels just a little one-dimensional. Again, the vibe and humor are great. But the songwriting and kind of lack of instrumental progression are kind of kneecapping, I think, Whack's full potential on this cut. And even the last single, to an extent as well. Moving on from there, Sematary, Wendigo. The guy comes through with a really warbly, distorted goth rock cut, oddly, with some strong guitar parts throughout it. If you've been a fan of, that kind of trap haunted mound noise rap sound. This is definitely a bit of a departure, but still very much hanging in that goth realm, though I'm not sure if he's playing to his strengths. But I still see the crossover there. I see the crossover. I see the the commonality, the overlap. It's like, oh, okay, that sound does, sort of like translate to other goth rock kind of, styles and shades, but yet it still feels like a Sematary track. But yet again, it's, I don't know if it's like the best, aesthetic he's ever generated. I'll leave it there. All right, moving on from there. The Great Sunny Day Real Estate, Emo Heroes, new album cycle on the way, new single, which is a long one. Novum Vetus is the title. And, it's a bit of an emo departure as well. I would say there are actually some parts of it in terms of the vocals and the guitar parts that feel almost a wee bit prog rock too. It's a lengthy cut as well. Give it a listen. It's quite interesting, even if it is a little long-winded, and I feel like, could have used some tightening at points. I'll leave it there. All right. From there, JT, Justin Timberlake, new album on the way. First single, First Taste, Selfish, solid tune, cute, endearing lyrics, a boring dressing room fodder beat with some quirky old school drum machines in the background. It could have used some oomph. We need a jam. But instead we got a bit of a snoozer from Justin on this one, sadly. All right, Ice Spice, think you the shit. Fart, brand new viral track. Much of the internet is going crazy about. And, I could see why that fart bar, that poop bar, is a good, funny, entertaining bar. I like the beat as well. And, the at least single beat switch up that happens at one point on the song. My issue with it is, even though this, fart bar is hot and it's got a good instrumental and the flow isn't too bad, I kind of feel like Ice Spice lyrically throughout the rest of the tracks, you're just kind of like recycling old sayings and old bars. And outside of that, the only thing new and original about it just kind of feels like the fart bar. It's like a remix of a bunch of different Ice Spice tracks to my ears, and maybe it's not that literally, but it feels almost that way considering how redundant a lot of the bars are. All right, best tracks of the week. They are as follows. One, we got a new one from Squid, art rock and art punk band Squid. Seems they have a bit of a post-album single over here, considering last year they dropped O Monolith, and that was quite a good record. Fugue, Bin Song is the name of this one. And if you're looking for more kind of, tense, aggressive, linear art punk, then this is what you're going to want to listen to. Sounds just as good as many other tracks off their last full-length LP. We have a new one from Squarepusher. Tom Jenkinson, the legend, is back, and he is sounding like he's in rare form on this brand new cut over here, which is speedy, which is intense, which is glitchy. It sounds like freaking classic 90s Squarepusher. Not quite so much the jazzy stuff, more the intense, IDM type stuff. So, really excited for this full-length LP that he has on the way, if this is the direction we're going in. Wendorlan is the name of the song. Give it a spin. Give it a listen. All right, we have a new one over here from Poppy, teaming up with Bad Omens, V.A.N. This is actually a killer cut, awesome industrial song with some gent-style guitars. Never would have thought I would enjoy a song from Poppy with some gent guitars this much. But yeah, I actually think this one kind of, bests numerous tracks from her latest full-length LP. V.A.N., again, is the title of the song. Violence Against Nature. It's a banger and a half, in my opinion. All right, we have a new one from Megan Thee Stallion, Hiss. The shot heard round the world on this song. Not only is it a banger, it's also an aggressive track from Meg, where she is kind of, taking a lot of the negative experiences and feelings that she rapped about on her recent Cobra cut, and she is now kind of retaliating. Throughout one specific bar that I'm sure a lot of you know about that has proven to drive Nicki Minaj absolutely insane. She has spent the entire weekend melting down on Instagram, melting down on Twitter, and now apparently at the time of me shooting this video, she's supposed to be coming out with a new song called Bigfoot, which obviously is in reaction to this, but she has said on Twitter, it's not a diss. It's not a diss. So who knows where her head is at? I don't know, but Megan really kind of exposed her on this track with, Oh my God. But yeah, it hits hard, and it's a, fun little diss record where she's frankly firing out shots at a lot of different people, she doesn't have one single person in mind on this track, because it's a lot of people and a lot of different experiences that have kind of fueled her anger on this track, and it goes over very well. All right, moving on from there, Justice is back. The duo is back. Electronic music gods, French house gods are back. New album on the way. They have been teasing with teasers this week. A new track with Tame Impala that is also linked down below that I think is okay. Could have been stronger rhythmically. And the first leg is a bit of a snooze, but after that bass break, things really do pick up. The song I would like to point your way, though, is the song Generator. This one is quite the bop and sounds like classic cross Justice, sans some of the, aggressive glitches they used to throw in their music quite often. And it's very epic. The synth work, the string work, really atmospheric, beautiful, gorgeous bridge. It's quite cinematic at points as well. It's absolutely fire. Really looking forward to the new record if it's going to be sounding anything like this. All right, we have a new one from Hiatus Kaiyote. Really loving this one. Everything's beautiful. Man, is this one funky. Like, obviously, it's got elements of pop and soul and R&B, but the band chemistry is just on fire between the trades and everybody getting like, a little pocket to like throw in some pizzazz, either on the guitar or the drums or the keys or the vocals. And some of the vocal runs are nuts on this track. Absolutely nuts. Please give it a listen. This is like one of the most fire singles I think the band has ever had. Dickie Landry, Hang the Rich. That's a fun one. And new one from Brittany Howard as well. Who knew what we needed was Brittany Howard on top of some weird, distorted, left field house beat. She sounds amazing. Definitely most fire single from this new album cycle so far. And killer progression as well. Killer progression. Finally, shout out to Angry Blackmen, Sabotage, bit of a noise, rap, industrial hip-hop banger for you guys to check out as well, with some really raw flows and vocal performances on it. And those are my favorite tracks of the week that I scoped out. That has been your weekly track roundup. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you got some good recommendations out of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Anthony Fantano, weekly tracks forever.